I'm Lucy Edwards, Director of Client Success at VHT Studios, and now Matterport family. And today we are in Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices New Jersey Properties, and I'm here with Chris Brown, the president of that amazing company. Hi, Chris.
Good morning, Lucy. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We've been working together for quite some time, probably close to 10 years, and I can see how the company is growing, but the chemistry and the atmosphere is the same. Everyone cherish being part of Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices New Jersey Properties, and that's amazing.
That's very kind of you to say. It's I think it's our strength as a company. You know, when you get to a certain size, sometimes you can lose what made you successful in the first place. And I'm not sure why, honestly, but for some reason we've been able to maintain that closeness, sort of the small company feel, and we just have really good people that work for us that all care about the company a lot, and they've helped build that culture and have made the company what it is today. I think everyone knows that they're working at sort of a special place. It's just not a typical company, and it's not a typical large company where things can be looked at sometimes, you know, a little bit colder.
And I totally agree with you. Very warm family feeling, yet you are large enough to offer different tools and your platform and everything that a company on a higher level is offering to their agents.
Yeah, I do a lot of interviewing myself, and I work closely with the managers, and one of the things that I always say to the people that are there is that we're large enough to have everything that you need to be successful as an agent, but we still are small enough that we care. One of the real differences is none of my offices are that large. We have a fair amount of people in each office, but the majority of my competitors have 2 to 3 times the number of agents in their offices. And that makes it very difficult for the managers to really get to know the agents and to work closely with them. So I think, you know, that largeness where we have everything you need is there, but then they really do understand, oh, you're not just a body shop. You're not just looking to bring anybody and everybody in. You care about the people that are coming in, and our focus is to make them more successful versus just adding another person every day.
And I also understand, and I went through it myself because I've been to so many offices. I know all your managers, your leadership is very strong, and everyone has their own office and their own agents. However, everyone work together, share their experiences, share what's going on in different parts of New Jersey. So I think that's also a great plus.
It is. We're blessed with an incredible management team. We have great leaders. And, you know, again, I think one of the differences that we do here is 50% of my leaders, my managers, were top sales agents. And so we brought them out of the top sales agent ranks of our company. A lot of them still produce. They don't compete. We call it producing managers because they have their own book of business, and they lead an office. So the agents that are in that office know that they're being led by someone that's actually out there doing it on a daily basis. And that has proven to be a real strength of ours and something that our agents can hold on to and know that they can learn from that regularly. It's been really successful for us.
I would like to talk about what your management and your agents are going through right now with marketing strategy. The inventory is short, the interest rates are going up. However, it's still, because of shortage of inventory, it's easy to sell, but it's much harder to get the listing and to price it right. So what do your agents do that separates them from others? What do they offer to their buyers and their sellers?
Well, we haven't really changed our strategy. I think we still offer the same things that we've offered in the past. And you're right, you know, the market is changing for sure. As we all know, interest rates have gone up significantly from a year ago. Today, as we sit here, they're over 6%. Inventory, though, is still very low. And I was just upstairs on a couple of industry videos. And it's interesting that 40% of all the listings in the United States have experienced a price reduction in the last week. So that's significant. It's larger than it's been before. So the education that our agents have to bring to their clients is that of how to address the changing market more than anything. So we have all the tools and we have all the marketing. I'm sure you've spoken to the people within our company that take care of that. You guys are certainly a big part of that and what we do. But the biggest thing that we can do right now, the most important thing that we can do for our clients is to educate them on exactly where the market is and how that relates to their pricing. So you're absolutely right when you say that pricing is important, because a lot of sellers are still thinking that we're cruising up this way. And we've been sort of here now for a number of months, but they're only interested in what their neighbor got 6 months ago, and that's what they're remembering. So, you know, reaching out to all of the statistical platforms that we have, bringing that together and giving the agents the dialogue through training, through marketing, through our director of sales, Christy, we're able to help educate them with the right dialogues for the sellers at the right time. So it's helping, but it's a chore. It's tough. Nobody wants to think that they're going to get less than their neighbor got 6 months ago.
No, I'm sure. And you are one of the very few companies that participate financially in marketing for your agents.
We do,
Like, for example, the photography, since we offer photography in Matterport, which is 3D tours and videos, you participate in every listing. And that is very helpful. Even psychologically, I think for the agent will be helpful to understand that company cares of the consistent marketing.
It is. I mean, every company has to pick and choose what they're going to participate in with their agents. And we felt that, you know, photography and Matterport and drones and all that is incredibly important. Everybody is visual today, right? Everyone is online. My wife and I recently purchased a second home in North Carolina, and if the pictures weren't there, we kind of glanced over that home very quickly and moved on to the next one. So it really became important to me when I came back here to the company to make sure that we were getting the best photography we can, and that's what you guys are offering us. It's been fantastic, and it's such an incredibly important part of the overall marketing. Everyone's visual, as I said earlier, and that does not go away.
Would you say that photography grabs the attention and captures the attention, but Matterport or 3D tour will close the deal because the buyer goes home and they just go through 3D over and over and over, and then they really fall in love and understand the property?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of truth to that, but I also think that people are buying homes without seeing them. And without Matterport, you really don't get a sense for the space of the home. And again, using myself as an example, there were probably 50% of the houses, or not even, maybe even 30 or 40% of the houses had Matterport attached to them. And those are the ones that we really focused on, because we could not just drop, on the drop of a hat, go down and take a look at houses. We sent over my daughter, who looked at a few places for us. But to be able to get into the house, go through it, and visualize it and walk through the house was huge in helping us understand our needs and what we wanted down there.
Well, thank you. What about future agent? Do you anticipate that it will have more full-time agents versus part-time agents, more educated? What kind of focus they will have?
Well, I can only hope that there are more full-time agents. That's, again, one of the differences in our company. We strive for bringing on agents that are committed to this as a profession. And again, I think that's one of the differences within our company. We probably have more real full-time active agents than part-time agents. And, you know, real estate is not getting easier, it's getting more complicated. So to do this on a part-time basis, I think is incredibly difficult. It's frustrating for the agent, it's frustrating for the company, and it's frustrating for the public that gets a part-time agent who might or might not really understand what they're doing. So New Jersey instituted education, you know, secondary education a few years back, and I think that has come a long way in helping us uplift the educational process and the ability of the agents that are out there. And then each company has to take that on itself, though, as well. And we're very dedicated to educating our agents as much as we possibly can and having the best group of professionals out there. So yeah, my hope is that as we move forward, they strengthen the laws of licensing a little bit as well, maybe make that a little bit longer, a little bit tighter. And I think they can also raise some of the dues for the agents that are there. The dues are very inexpensive. And if those went up a couple of bucks, a lot of people that shouldn't be in the industry would fade away. And those that are in the industry would more than make up any rise in dues by selling a few more houses.
That's an interesting approach. Never thought about that, raising prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to do that.
Sometimes you need to do that.
At the NAR level as well as New Jersey's level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and because you do have NAR, and NAR just raised their prices, so I'm sure that will make the difference.
Yes, but again, I think it's a nominal amount.
Yeah.
And they haven't gone up to $1,000 a year or something like that. That would definitely separate those that are interested in this as a profession and those that are just sort of hanging in there as a hobby.
Yeah, like a hobby for the weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah. You participate in Sunshine Kids Foundation, and you have events on company level as well as office level, because we participated in all of them. And I think it's amazing, it's beautiful, it's a beautiful organization. We as VHT Studios also support the organization by providing our photographers. Last year I was in Orlando interviewing children, which was very touching. I was crying. They were not, but I was.
We all were, yeah.
So it's a great event that you put together every year. Can you talk a little bit about Sunshine Kids?
Absolutely. We've been together as a company for 22 years, and I still remember vividly. So that was 2001 is when we came together, and we were in Las Vegas as a company, and I think it was 2003. And from the stage, they were announcing all the Sunshine Kids Awards. And one of my top agents turned around, looked at me and said, "Why aren't we up there?" And I said, "I don't know. You know what? That's a good thought." So from that, we took her enthusiasm, brought it back to the company, brought the management team together and said, what can we do to be one of those leading companies on the Sunshine Kids fundraising tour, if you will? Mm-hmm. And each manager decided that they could do a couple of things within their offices. So we had sort of a foundational base to start raising money. And then we started to do some corporate events as well. And we joined forces with Steve Janet's company in 2006. And Steve is just one of those guys that volunteers a lot. And he knows how to run different events, and his specialty is a golf event. So we brought that in 2007, 2008. And since then, Steve has been running our golf event, which raises $70,000, $80,000 a year, just that one event. Mm-hmm. But we raise as a company a couple $100,000 a year. And it's made us in the top 10 out of 500 or 600 real estate companies, Berkshire Hathaway companies. We're in the top 10 every year. In the last couple of years, we've been in the top 3, and we've been in the #1 spot once as well. So it's a lot of money that we've raised, over a couple of $1 million. And I just couldn't be prouder of the whole company, because it's that old saying, it takes a village. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't have one person in the company just saying, we're going to go out there and raise $200,000. It just doesn't work that way. But when you have 50 or 60 people that are all pulling in the same direction and evangelizing, if you will, to their office mates, then it becomes a little bit easier. So every office participates. We have an unbelievable amount of activities that are done. And of course, yesterday was our golf outing. We cap off the year with that. And I'm sure this year we're going to be up over a couple $100,000 again. So it's also added, Lucy, to the culture of our company, a culture of giving. Mm-hmm. And while we do other things as well, the Sunshine Kids has been that one focus point that we've all been able to rally around, that I think just helps make us special. And when you heard the young lady speak yesterday, I mean, come on.
That's the results.
Yeah,
you can see,
you sit there and go, okay.
Right there. She's going through chemo, but she's just so beautiful, and she was shining, and it was all from her heart. Yes.
You know you're doing the right thing when you know, a teenager can get up in front of a bunch of adults and speak like that about what the Sunshine Kids means to her and how it's helped her and her family. It's a wonderful feeling, just is.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
So, thank you for your time. It was wonderful, and we love and appreciate Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices New Jersey Properties, and appreciate your business and our relationship. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you for all you do for us. We appreciate it as well. You guys are great contributors to the Sunshine Kids and everything we do, and it's just great knowing that we have you guys out in every one of our offices, because we know the quality is there.
Thanks.